Good evening, everybody. I am Parthiv Shah from Washington, D.C., and I am here with my friends Brent the Elephant and Shaukat, all the way from Brisbane, Australia. I am Parthiv Shah. I am a business growth strategist. My team and I provide highly effective systems and processes that helps you increase your revenue, saves you time, and improve your profitability. Brent is here to ask us some questions about business growth, and Shaukat is here to talk about finance and economics and business from a chief executive perspective. Shaukat, you want to introduce yourself before we get started?
Sure. So I take whatever you're doing and multiply the value of the business, right? So you can get the top price even in the down economy, and especially taking advantage of the post-COVID economy by partnering, sharing, and exiting on your terms, partially or fully exit.
That is wonderful. And let's see, what question do we have today from Brent, Shaukat?
Okay, so the question is, how do I grow my business by getting more referrals? And the sub question there is, I give out network cards, business cards, I give out pens with my brand name on it. Yes, I do get referrals, but I'm not getting enough or consistent referrals. What do I do?
That's a good question. How do you want to answer it, Shaukat?
Look, I think we should start with the foundation. Right? Let's just discuss what is a referral. So let's dumb it down right to the basic. To me, a referral is, so when do I give referrals? I give referrals when, and I think others are similar, if I can generalize a bit, when I know I've gotten an experience, and I'm using the word experience, not product or service. We live in an experience economy after all. I'm getting an experience that is far above, right? And referral to me is a neutral term. It's like exploit or profit. If I get experience that's far below, I will give a negative referral. See that person there? Do not go to them, right? That's a referral. It's a negative referral. So if we're talking in the positive sense, if the experience hits my memory, is captured, and now I want to share that with people who I like. Now, having said that, and we'll come to that in a moment, just because I want to do that doesn't mean I'll remember to do that after I have that experience, which we will talk about in a moment. So to me, that is a referral.
I see. Well, the subject is very close to my heart. You remember the book No BS Referral, right? I wrote a chapter in that.
Yeah.
But I am very big on referrals. I get referrals from 3 types of sources. I get referrals from my grateful customers. I get referrals from centers of influence. And I get referrals from affiliates who get paid when I close their referrals.
You must be giving very special pens to them with your brand name on it.
No, I use my Mont Blanc pen to sign a check. So it's not uncommon for me to send between $5,000 and $10,000 because my deal sizes are large enough, I can afford it. I spend that kind of money to acquire a client. So if I get a client through someone who has given me a referral, why wouldn't I reward them?
I'm sure you'll touch on that in a moment, but it's thought-provoking, right? We spend so much money to acquire a complete complete cold. We'll do anything. But when it comes to attracting someone, a friend or associate of an existing customer, we give up pens, maybe water bottles, mugs, and it's like, hey, give me a referral. Okay.
Even the process asking for the referral is not well thought out. I mean, we have better sales plan and marketing plan than referral plan. Okay, so that's the difference.
It's usually an
That's
afterthought,
a
isn't
problem
it?
by itself.
It's usually an afterthought. Now, we all agree referrals is the strength of a business. I'm going to buy a business. One of the questions, apart from the NPS score and other things, is what percentage of business by referrals? I hope it's not 100%, by the way, because that's not really a business. So we know the importance of referrals, but like you just said, we have better funnels and sales processes, but usually a referral is an afterthought, and that is not any that is an issue.
Yeah, so that's so here. As I said, I get referrals from 3 different types of people, right? Grateful, centers of influence, and affiliates that I have made arrangements, but if they give us deals, I would send them money. And same way, I am affiliate to some special people where if I introduce them to my clients, I get checks. Okay. So all 3 are uniquely different positions in the market, and you have to play each theater completely differently. Don't treat a COI like a client. Don't treat a client like a COI. And don't treat a client or COI like an affiliate referral partner who gets paid to give you referrals. Or that's basically what I believe, right? Now, Brent's question is, how do I grow my business by getting more referrals? When I talk to many prospects or soon-to-be clients, or people who just accepted my gift but will never become a client because economics are not going to work, we talk about, so how do you grow your business? Word of mouth. Right? I speak to dentists, office managers quite a bit, and they always say the best way to grow a practice is by word of mouth. I'm like, okay. And how do you do it? Just do a good job. Be a good dentist. Let them promote you. We don't have to do anything.
Because people wake up every day thinking, how do I make Shaukat and Parthiv rich? I have no other reason to live. They gave a good service to me yesterday. For the rest of my life, I'm going to promote Parthiv every time.
So it's absurd, right? Referrals are not created automatically. They are gently solicited. You have to gently solicit a referral. Mind the language.
One question there.
Wait, mind that language. Gently solicit the referral. And I need to give the credit to someone who taught me the concept. His name is Dr. Charlie Martin. He is Dan Kennedy's dentist. He was my coach for about 3 years. And while I was with him, he taught this concept. How to build a theater, how to build a system that gently solicits referrals. Go ahead, you were asking a question.
Gently solicit referrals. Look, there's this movie, right? Field of Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing is about build it and they will come.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear that a lot of the business. You build it, they will come. You open up a restaurant, you have a good food, they're going to come. Do you think that movie has corrupted a lot of business minds? Or set unrealistic expectations about life and business? The whole building and I mean also non-profit organizations. What are your thoughts on that?
If your mind get corrupted by you watching something like that, I mean, you're not dead yet, but you'll die soon. I mean, sucks to be you. There are a lot of things that happen that sets unrealistic expectations, right? There is a lot of hyperbole. There is this thing that Russell Brunson does called one funnel away challenge. and what's his name? Jeff Walker.
Product launch
Product
formula,
launch formula.
PLF.
Launch. I love both of them. The foundation of the system is solid. The process is solid. If a launch were to only Walker's formula will work. Okay. You are one funnel away from changing your life, assuming you have value that you will deliver in exchange of money you're asking. It's like not everyone deserves to live. Yeah, I had this conversation. I mean, I was talking to someone this week, Shaukat, and like we were exploring this business idea, and I said, it is a very good idea. No, not fit. This mother is not healthy enough to bear this child. You do not have enough time, money, and skills to pull this off. And if you attempt it, you will go as far as you can with the time and money you have, and you will run out of ration before it takes off. No sense taking a BMW on the runway, no matter how fast you fly, no matter how fast you drive, it will not fly and you will crash on the other end of the runway. Right? So the question I ask is, will this fly? Right? Is this airworthy? Is this machine airworthy? Because if it's not, well, let's build something that will fly. So getting referrals is a marketing channel, and you have to treat it as such. That means you have to be deliberate in gently soliciting the referral, and that means you have to know whom to ask for referral, when to ask for referral. If they say yes, they will give you referral, how to train them to scout for the right referral, what to say about you when they talk to them about you, and how to make a warm introduction properly. Your customer becomes your unpaid salesperson, your brand ambassador. You have to put in time into teaching them how to generate new business for you the way you would train a staff member in your sales department.
The difference is your customer will be happier than your staff if you amaze them. They work for free.
Well, wait. No. I know my clients are going to watch this, so I'm not saying anything diplomatically inappropriate. I chose my words very carefully. There is a training part of it. Here is the language that you use, right? And I used a variation of it today. If she watches it, she will know that this happened today. I have a request for you. Actually, before the request, there's something I want to tell you. I am so grateful that you decided to let me work on you. I am having a lot of fun. I enjoy your company and your husband's company. We are getting a lot of ground cover. We are booking appointment, bang, 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 bang. You guys show up on time. We are taking good notes in between our appointments. I'm doing my homework. You are doing yours. We are progressing it well. My staff is happy working with you. You have a nicely well-functioning team. And we are getting a lot of progress posted a lot of quickly. This is a easy win deal for me. I'm making money. I'm not stressed. I enjoy your company. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. If I can grow e-launchers by having more customers like you, it would be the best. I have a button that I can use to clone you in my life. I would push that button every day. See, I can't push that. I don't have that clone button. I cannot clone you. You can. You just went to a trade show. You met a whole bunch of people just like you. If you can make a few introductions, 3, 4, 5, maybe, enough conversations where I can get one more customer before end of this year, so I can close the year with a bang, that would just make my day, make my week, make my month. Can you think of 3, 4, 5 people who could benefit from working with me? And what will happen is I'm working on them at the same time I'm working on you. You can mastermind, they will bring some ideas, and it will help me take care of you better. And so we all will have a lot of fun. Do you think you know some people who you would, who could benefit from working with us this way? And she was like, oh yeah, there are multiple people I can think of. There are at least 3 that should get it. Let me think this through, make a list, and then I'll send them emails and copy you. That was a gently solicited referral. That was a perfectly executed ask for referral presentation.
I'm just reminded of a story, well, not a story, real, just up the road in Brisbane. Dr. Paddy Lund, he's a dentist, P-A-D-D-I, L-U-N-D. He wrote a book on critical not essentials. He's probably not that gentle, and he gives his backstory, successful dentist, overworked, exhausted. Now, interestingly, dentists in the top 5 of the highest suicide rate of professionals, right? So mentally, he had enough. He was burnt out, and he said, I don't want to do this anymore. So what he decided, so look, I'm only going to work with on a referrals only basis. There'll be a requirement to do business with me. And he changed out his own, people can research it, but if you look at Dr. Paddy Lund and Google Images, first of all, outside the door, it says by appointment only, right? By appointment, if you have an emergency, ring the bell, we'll call by appointment only. Caused a lot of controversy among the dentist community that you can't reject a patient. He said, yes, I can. He redesigned.
Oh, you mean by referrals only? I remember that dentist.
Yeah. It's not a good business model, but I'm just, since we're talking about referrals, he chose that path because he didn't want to exit.
It's like I'm an exclusive club.
Exactly.
I don't want everybody. I have enough patients. I will only take new patients that come to me that are referred by my existing patients. And I expect my existing patients to do a thorough job making sure that they are my desirable patients. It's a supply and demand thing. So he used it as a positioning statement.
And so when people come to him the first, he actually went to his existing clients. He fired a whole bunch of his clients. He referred them, the ones he didn't like, he referred them to an associate dentist. He said, sorry, I can't serve you anymore. The ones he kept, very similar script to yours. I wish I could clone you. I'd rather spend more on service rather than advertising and marketing. I love your company. I'd like to get to know you. And he set that expectation. He trained the client. And he said, if you want to stay my client, whenever I ask you, I would need 2 referrals. That's a requirement to stay as my client. You know what was the most common question when he said that from the client, patient? And he said, what if I have more than 2 referrals? And I'll come to later on, because you're going to talk about the wow box and things like that, but how he actually made it easy for his clients to refer. He came from position. So although he wasn't gentle in the sense that he made the requirement, but he made it easy, and he made it in such a way where a client didn't have to open their mouth. In fact, they were asked, and then they mentioned the dentist. Now think about that. You don't have to open your mouth. So I'll come to that in a moment. So one thing I think we need to get out of the way, right? Because we talk about referral machine, and that's an investment. It's time. So we all agree referrals are good, but why? What are the benefits of referrals? Now, yes, the key benefit is you don't have to chase customers. Now, Dan Kennedy talks about three things. He talks about there, and I'll ask you to expand on that. Okay? He talks about three things. Why referrals? The benefits is one, better customers, better. Okay? Number two, price elasticity. Number three, difficult to leave. So, talk about that very quickly. The benefits, the motivation to create a machine. So, better customers, price elasticity, and difficult to leave.
What do you mean difficult to leave?
Well, again, once you've earned the right to refer a customer, right? To get a referral, that means you already have a customer that's happy. So they're referring you another customer. Once you establish, obviously you're doing an amazing job. Why would they want to leave? It would be very difficult. You've created a system in place, right? Even if someone is cheaper, we talk about price elasticity, which is 0.2.
Yeah. And tell me, what do you mean by a better customer?
Better quality customers in terms
of. What do you mean by better quality customer?
Compliance, to start with. You just mentioned earlier, you already have birds of a feather flock together. If we have a good relationship, chances are my friends, my associates are going to be like me. You don't have that risk of having customers who complain, who don't pay on time. You have to chase them up. That risk, which is a real risk for many businesses, is severely mitigated. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but they're just usually better customers because they're already coming from a good customer.
Okay. Here's a word that you did not use that I would like to use now. Respect. People who come to you referred by your existing customers, they would be respectful to you, to your staff, and to your processes and to your roles of engagement. You used an interesting word, compliance. I don't expect the client to be compliant. I mean, I'm here to serve them. I want them to be conforming. I don't want them to tell. I want them to be happy. And if they're not happy, I want them to leave. I don't want them to break my assembly line. Right? I don't want them to stretch my effort because they want to be pleased differently than the way I want to please them.
In a post-COVID economy, I don't know, in the US, in Australia, what we're finding, especially with unmasked or unvaccinated customers, they're actually abusing staff, right? So compliance is becoming an issue where, yes, conform, but if they cannot comply with regulations and rules, don't put my staff at risk. Good staff are hard to find. So it's about, when I use the word compliance, I'm referring to backing for quality staff.
Well, let me redefine what I mean by compliance. E-launches, to build your marketing automation system, we will either use Keep or HubSpot, right? We would build your funnels on ClickFunnels or HubSpot. If you want to build it on something else, you can, but you can't be here anymore. Get out. We build our pixel estate. We don't build a website, we build microsites, a bunch of microsites, funnels, and a blog, and have a call to action on a blog. So I have the entire pixel estate process. It is built around a thesis. It is built around a framework, and That's what I want everyone to fall in love with. You don't have to, but if you don't, okay, go pick somebody else. I'm out. So that is what I mean by compliance. When you get a client referred to you, your client, if you train them well, would condition the new buyer to be conforming to your process, your system, your rules of engagement. And that gives you a familiar runway to do what you know how to do and do it well. So that's the biggest luxury you get when you get a customer. To me, that is a better quality customer. They will make you do stuff you know how to do it, and they will like version 1. And version 1 will give them the promised transformation that they desire, and it will solve the problem.
Do you want to talk about price elasticity of referred customers?
Sure. Do we have time for it, or do you want me to?
Let's finish this price elasticity difficult to leave. Then we'll move into part 2. So let's cover the benefits of referrals. Finish that off.
Okay. So do you want me to get into price elasticity?
Yeah, let's talk price elasticity. We don't have to go. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go fast, and in the next session we will talk more about price elasticity. And what was the last thing? Difficulty to leave, right? Okay. So let's talk about price elasticity. The value proposition is defined and defended by your client when they referred you to them. So when the new client comes to you, you can expect them to trust you. And we tell them, here's what I believe you need, and here's what it takes to solve your problem. So in Hindi, there is a saying, jo lagega, wo lagega. In English, it means it'll take what it takes, just bring money, and we shall solve it. Right? I can't justify spending that kind of money. I understand. So let us figure out how you will solve the problem with the limited money and time you have now that I'm out. I'm here to help. But yes, I'm asking for $25,000 in 11 days. You want a day after tomorrow and for $3,500. Before I end this call, how can you and I strategize about how you will do it without me? You see now, it's the price elasticity is not access to unlimited budget. You can take as much as you want. True definition of price elasticity means there is enough money on the table so you can comfortably scope the project to do what it takes to finish it, get value, solve the problem for real, and still make a decent profit. No client wants you to lose money. Nobody wants to win by you losing. Every client wants you to win so they can have a sustained relationship.
It comes down to, again, who's referring you in the first place, right? Because birds of a feather flock together, right?
Bingo. You just said it. You just said it.
And if they don't have the budget, chances are they're not going to refer you. Chances are they're not your clients to begin with.
No. That is absolutely not true. I have had people who pay couple $1,000s a month refer me to client who would pay $5,000 to $10,000 a month.
I mean, chances are. So, we're talking about numbers and probability. Probability is
overruled. That's not a play.
And so
That is not a play. That is not a play. Here is the play. How you make them feel and how much your client feel you are worth is the kind of client they will give you as a referral. Okay. So if you treat someone like $1 million, they will give you $1 million client. So it is not true that poor people will only give you poor referrals.
no, I didn't say only. I said chances are. It's just the way society works. It's very rare that you'll find someone in a low socioeconomic area hanging out with affluent and vice versa. Very rare.
Go somewhere else. That's not a good segmentation criteria. A good segmentation criteria is propensity to refer, ability to refer, and intent to refer. Okay. So we'll talk about that in the next episode, because if I get deep into it, this is going to drag on. So why don't you wrap up this and then let's start. We'll pick it up in the next show.
I'll just finish up what I was saying. So if you target the right market and you are getting the right, so if you find yourself in a position, it's my experience, where people are haggling about price, give the example 3,000 next day versus 25,000 11 days, you haven't set up your referral system is also broken ultimately, right? Because you haven't set them up for success. You haven't trained them. I would argue, my view, you haven't selected the right client to begin with. It may be poor people refer millionaires. I don't want to build my business on that. That's not a system. That can happen. That may happen. I look at probability. What's the problem? So propensity, right? I feel more comfortable as an investor, as a business buyer, that you've got a certain segment in your client. Either you're targeting a certain client group, or you're all over the place. If you're all over the place, that will reflect in the value of your business. If you know what you're targeting, you know your customer, the kind of your customer, and it may be a multi-millionaire client may refer a low socioeconomic client. It does not matter, but you know, on the whole, who your customers are. Now, very quickly with price elasticity, they're more likely to agree with your recommendations. Now, the question is, why is there price elasticity? Dan Carey talks about, at some point, people don't pay for what you do, they pay for who you are.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're getting referrals, a lot of that has to do with who you are.
Yes.
Okay. Because they can go anywhere else. Why did it come to you? Because John told me. Oh, who's John? Well, I'm potentially important to you because John or Mary is important in your life. They mentioned me, right? So who you are. So now you're in a position where it's not always the case. Again, it's all about systems where you can actually command a premium price. People are willing to pay for it. And that, I would call it, the accounting term for that is goodwill, right? The price between what you do, the commoditized work anybody else can do, and the reason they're coming to you, knowing that they have other options, and then willing to pay, accept a higher price. It's that goodwill that you've generated to the existing client who referred you. Right? So just to summarize, I can finish off here. Let's finish off now, and then we can continue price elasticity. It's very close to my heart, affluent businesses and psychology. So we're done for now, and we'll join again.